friend, how are you doing today? My name is Karina and welcome back to Ready Set Pan. Today is the second update for Throwback 30, which is a PANtastic Ladies collaboration celebrating and sampling 30 voted on PANtastic Ladies collaboration projects. I have this as a 5-item rolling project pan with the ultimate goal of at least touching every single of the 30 prompts in this project, and this is a really good update. I do have my goal technically met on 3 items, but I will be rolling in 2 new replacement items today. We'll talk about it when we get there. And as you saw by the thumbnail, one of these is incredibly exciting. So without further ado, let's dive into it. So starting off with original items still, there's a couple, or most of this project at this point is. So we're going to start off, this was for same pan last year. I had picked the prompt of summer because it was summertime, and this is just a fun summery looking item with all of the coconuts. And it's cracking. Oh no. This is the mystery spray. I'll have to put the name up on the screen again because it is completely worn off the packaging here. Started the project where I rolled it in last month and I am down to here. So with an additional 29 uses, bringing me to 57 uses from this point of the bottle, I am making some fantastic progress and this should be a goal match for next month. That brings us to Child of the 80s. So I picked Back to the Future as my prompt, rolling in my Nars blush in Orgasm. You're seeing where I was on this last month. This has been in many projects, and it's kind of been one of my main blushes over the last 2 years. And I never, when you saw my plan to pan video for makeup for this year, this wasn't really on the list. Probably because I didn't think I could finish it. But as you saw from the thumbnail, today it is an empty, shiny pan, and I am so sad that this is gone. Oh my goodness. Okay. So in this project over the last month, I used it 15 times, bringing me to 21 uses in this project. So since I rolled it in at the intro, and this is finished. So if you've seen the saga, it has finally come to its thrilling conclusion. I have finished a blush this year. That was my first goal met. Moving on to So 2000s. So I had picked for a discontinued item, the Ciate London. This is their Watermelon Burst Setting Powder, Press Setting Powder. You're seeing where I was on this one last month. This is the only powder I have been using. So again, familiar number, 29 uses since my last update, bringing me to 57 uses in the project. My goal was 50 uses, so I have surpassed my goal by a full week of usage, and this is what it looks like today. This is going to be hard to show, so I'll just get a video. I can see there's a dip going in that middle. I'm trying to wear the pan down evenly, as I prefer to do with all of my makeup. And here is where we got to the item. I'm not going to roll it out, simply because, powder, I can use the same one all of the time. I don't need to rotate through powders like I do for eyeshadows especially. So what I've decided to do, it's September now, I'm going to keep this in until the December update. So that's going to be the end of December. And then we'll see how many uses I can get for the rest of this year on it. And then roll it out at that point. Because then, we'll have a whole bunch of panning projects starting in January. And there's probably going to be a powder focused then. Until that point, though, I'm not using any other powders. That dip is starting to dip. So we might as well just keep going. Maybe hit pan in the next couple of months. We will have to see. But again, powders move so slowly for me. I don't know if I really want to roll in a different powder at this point. I might as well just continue making some progress. So that's what I'm going to do with that item. Okay, that brings us to 50 Shades of Green, which is the last original prompt in this project. So I had rolled in, needing something with green, so I went with green packaging. My Physicians Formula Butter Glow Concealer. Mine's in the shade Fair to Light, and I use this as an under eye concealer and as a spot concealer. You cannot see any difference in here. I've tried shining a flashlight through it. Yeah, I can't really tell. There's a lot of product still coming out on the wand. Again, 29 uses since the last update, bringing me to 57 in the project. Consistent. Definitely consistent. So this is in as a finish goal. It's the only concealer I am currently working on. So we'll see how this one continues to go. Which brings us to the new item last month, and this was kind of a gimme item for Nightmare on Panning Street. I ended up picking a shower item prompt from the whole list of all the different horror movies in there. So I went with a gimme. This one is from Ciroa Body. So this is their Sugar Body Scrub, Lemon and Mint Refresh and Uplift. Yeah, this is done. This is finished. And yeah, it didn't take me long to get through this at all. Which means we get to that point where I just get to randomize with my Tiny Decisions app. So we're seeing that wheel go, and I get to bring in 2 new projects into here, and then I go through and hand select prompts. And I am kind of going gimme with these ones because I do have some long-term items in here. So the 2 that are rolling in, which I honestly also expect to have done for next month, we're going to start off with Turn and Burn. So Turn and Burn is essentially a whole bunch of different items that you are just trying to work your way through that you can get through quickly. So these are a lot of sample sizes. These are a lot of minis and deluxe samples or items close to being finished. I've done not this project, but I've done a similar type of project. I've done a sample project where it's like literally just foil packets of samples. And then I've also done kind of like an advent calendar style that I have filled the advent calendar with mini samples. So anything small. So for Turn and Burn, I've decided to go with, because I've been trying to inventory my skincare, and that, oh my goodness, it's taken a while. So I'm going to pull in a serum sample, because I've got a lot of skincare samples. I've used this one before. This is the Reversa 10% Niacinamide Concentrate. I'm going to use this one in the morning. This one is, how much is this? 3 milliliters. It's starting here. But from when I've used this sample before, that actually takes a while to work my way through. So I'm going to be rolling this in for Turn and Burn because I think I will still get through it fairly quickly. All right, and then the last prompt we rolled in was that 70s pan. So again, you have to sample a project I haven't done before. This one has 70 different prompts celebrating the 70s. So I decided to roll in Strawberry Shortcake, which is a scented item. And I decided to roll in, that also could have worked for Turn and Burn, another perfume sample. Because it's a scented item, because it's perfume, but these are also getting out of control. So I do want to work more skincare samples especially and more perfume samples into current projects so that I don't just have to bring in a whole project dedicated to those samples at this point of the year. So I'm not even going to attempt. It's Givenchy. It's this perfume. I feel like I've used a sample of it somewhat recently, so that's what it looks like. This one is a white flower crossed by a dark woody accord. There is like nothing in here. I can't shine a light through this. I can't see anything, but it's like probably literally one use in here. The last sample I used of this was so fast. So I'm going to roll it in. It's going to be a real easy victory, and this is going to be my Strawberry Shortcake item. For next month, I should have 3 goals met. So my oldest item, the coconut setting spray for St. Pan last year, my Turn and Burn item, the Reversa concentrate, and the Givenchy perfume fragrance for that 70s pan. And then in terms of the powder and concealer, I should be making some great progress for next time. But that is everything. So that is where we're going to leave my second update for Throwback 30. So off to a fantastic start, getting some products worked out and setting myself up for some early successes in this project while still balancing some long-term kind of panning goals. So excited to share this progress with you. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure you give a big thumbs up. Let me know all of your thoughts down in the comments below. Subscribe so you don't miss the next update or any of my other panning content. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video very soon. Have a wonderful day.